The wrongful convictions of hundreds of sub-postmasters in the post office scandal are to be quashed later today.
It's a landmark move because ordinarily it's the courts rather than Parliament that would enact such legislation. So joining us now is the Conservative peer and former MP Lord Arbuthnot, who has led the whole campaign in Parliament to investigate properly the Horizon IT scandal. Lord Arbuthnot, good morning to you. This is extraordinary, isn't it? Because Parliament is now taking the lead here in saying they will pass a law very quickly which will effectively give a blanket... all the convictions will be lifted for all the postmasters caught up in this wicked scandal.
Yes, it is really good news. And the saga has been going on for long enough for us to be so pleased at being able to welcome good news at last. But this is really good news.
You are one of the key characters in the ITV drama, of course, that people may have seen. We saw you eating sponge cake in the cafe, famous scene as you enter into the communities. Are you frustrated that it's taken this long and actually this drama to make the moves, the changes that you and other politicians wanted to see happen? What does it tell us about our political system?
Well, obviously, I would prefer it if when I'd gone to ministers and gone to the post office, if everybody had rolled over and said, yes, we accept what you say, we'll do the right thing now. But I don't mind that it is a drama that has achieved this effect, because drama has its place, and I don't care, really, what achieves it, so long as the effect is achieved. And I think it's a great effect that all of these convictions are going to be overturned. I think it's really good news.
How quickly will it happen, Lord Arbuthnot? Because they're publishing the bill today. It's a short bill, 10 clauses or something. I presume there'll be all-party support. It should sail through the Lords. Could this be happening in a matter of weeks or days?
Well, I hope that is the case. I mean, there will be some people who will object to the constitutional aspect of Parliament overturning judicial decisions, and I understand the reservations about that. But there is, I think, no choice but to get this bill through as quickly as possible, sail through the Lords. But the government's intention is to have it through by July, by the end of July, and then compensation for those whose convictions are overturned will be able to flow in a way that it hasn't been able to do until now.
Just remind us where we're up to with the compensation. Some people have had undisclosed amounts of money. But as you say, then this should all change after July. And are we still clear where this compensation is going to come from?
Yes, it's coming from the Treasury. And I think the Treasury will expect and will receive a large chunk of money from Fujitsu. I don't know what proportion of the compensation will or should be paid by Fujitsu, but I think it should be very substantial. Sorry?
No, I was going to say, Lord Arbuthnot, on Fujitsu, when they appeared before the inquiry, which is ongoing, the briefing afterwards that they will pay the compensation or agree the compensation when the inquiry is completed. I don't think that's good enough, is it? That could be as late as 2026. They've got deep pockets. They could make certainly an interim payment right now. Yes,
they could. They should. I think they probably will. And the reason for that is that they may have all sorts of moral understanding of the damage that they have done. But I think more importantly, perhaps, they will want more contracts with the UK government. And I think that will encourage them to pay money early and well.
Are you confident that this mistake in the system has completely been ironed out now and these errors aren't still happening and damaging people's lives?
No.
Oh.
I'm not. And that is a worry. There is, for example, still in the system, a legal presumption that computer records are reliable. That is something that we've got to overturn. But how we overturn it hasn't yet been ironed out. But that is something that we've got to deal with. And until that is dealt with, we can't be sure that everything's been ironed out. But equally, the culture in the post office remains deeply suspect, as we heard from some of the select committee hearings that have gone on in the last couple of months. And so there's a lot still to be done.
And also, Lord Arbuthnot, the post office's power to do its own prosecution, does that power have to be removed not just from bodies like the post office, but other public bodies that have the same right?
I asked that question about 2 or 3 years ago in the House of Lords, and I was told that the post office didn't have any special power to prosecute. They used the power that all companies, and actually I think maybe even all individuals, have, but they used it with the backup of public money because they had their own prosecuting team. And we saw how dreadfully that prosecuting team behaved. So it's not a special power that the post office had. They just used it in a way that was disgraceful.
Interesting.